Hi everyone, Daisy here again with another layout for Confessions of a Paper Addict, and unfortunately part of my video got cut off. All you missed is I fussy cut out those stripes out of a Paper House Productions paper and then glued them down on this piece of paper, so it wasn't that big of a deal, but I am using embellishments from my most recent Hip Kip Club, which I can't remember if it's February or March's. And then I'm also using two different cut files. So this first one you see me doing here is the Messy Star cut file that was released in January. And it's just like a stack of three different stars that are kind of off kilter, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And I cut it out of some rose gold mirror paper from Cardstock Warehouse, and it matches perfectly with the Maggie Holmes embellishments. I think that's Flourish. And then I'm also using the paper planes, which this one actually has a stitching file with these little planes, so you like stitch the little tails of it. But I left that off. I just wanted the planes. So I'm going to take a minute. I'm kind of playing around with some ideas here, and then I'm going to take a minute and back these little planes using the back side of the stripe paper that I cut the stripes out. I'm also using a sketch for this layout, and it is Christy is doing the 30 days of sketches. It's her 7th round, and so the sketch for today I had at the beginning of the video, and I had like kind of like almost arrow design in the background with like strips of paper, and then two photos going across the center, and the title was down at the bottom. So I'm kind of following this sketch. I am slightly changing it because like my diagonal or chevron, okay, we'll call them chevron. My chevrons are off center because that's how the pattern paper was. And then I added a couple of little diagonal pieces down at the bottom to kind of hold my title area or cluster. But otherwise, I'm adding the stars in the same places, and I'm pretty much adding the photo and everything in the same places. I thought okay, so I absolutely love the paper plane like designs and things that have come out kind of sporadically over the years. I have a couple of pattern papers, I think from like Fancy Pants and maybe like not Paper House, but maybe Jelly Bean Soup or something had one. I can't remember now. But I love them so much, and I always want to use them, but it's like I don't want to waste them. So cut files, perfect way to be able to use that special pattern without actually cutting into the paper. Yes, I am still hoarding the paper, but I'm also using the design that I really like. So, and it's a way that I can use it over and over again. Love that. I also realized that I tend to use my cut files as kind of big design pieces, and so this time I wanted to show kind of how you can use a cut file as more of an embellishment piece. It doesn't have to take up your entire page or cover your entire background. You can just use them like I'm using them here, where they're just little hints and pops of color, and I'm going to pop up those paper planes. I feel like they give like real motion to the paper and also some dimension. So yeah, it's another fun way of using your cut files. I do recommend, if you are going to be cutting things out, excuse me, in this kind of smaller scale, that you make sure that your blade is sharp, that you're not using like an old cutting mat, because oftentimes that will kind of not cut clean, and also that your blade is clean. So I have a Silhouette, and I'm not sure if it's the same for the other machines, but the Silhouette blades a lot of the little paper bits can get stuck up under the blade and then it won't cut right, or it'll start cutting wonky, or it won't cut through the paper. And that's because all of those little bits of paper don't allow the blade to go down deep enough. So you have to kind of unscrew the casing around the blade and clean that out really well. Blow it out, maybe use a paintbrush to get all the little bits, but just make sure you clean it out really well, and that will improve your chances of getting a really nice clean cut. So while I was rambling on about that, I did add more embellishments. So like I said, the rose gold that I used to cut the messy stars out are perfect match to that collection by Maggie Holmes, which I believe is Flourish, but I'm not 100% because I cannot remember and I can't read the package. So I'm also using the other embellishments that came in the hip kit, which are these Pink Fresh little, what are they? Chipboard circles with sayings on them. And I just wanted to bring in some of that like blue color that the stripes are, and I thought that worked really well. I was intending to only use my hip kit for this layout. However, I remembered I had this paper and I knew it was going to be perfect and exactly what I wanted, and it matches this collection or the hip kit perfectly. So that's why I pulled that out. It made cutting those chevrons so much easier. Like I didn't want to try to make my brain go through that, because sometimes cutting chevrons can be a little traumatizing. So yeah. So now I'm just gluing everything down, putting together my cluster. Things are going to be kind of wonky. And then I do end up fixing the photo because I don't want it just looks too crooked, so I do straighten that out a bit. But I am in love with those paper airplanes. They have nothing to do with this layout. This layout really has nothing to do with anything. It's just a cute picture of my daughter. Was it first day of school? No. Maybe. Like first day of in-person school? I don't remember. I don't remember why we took these photos, but I have one of my younger daughter and my older daughter. Maybe they just had cute outfits on. I can't remember. So, I mean, it's not important. It's not an important story, whatever. Why I took this picture, it doesn't matter. So, yeah, I'm adding a bunch of random bits. They don't have to make sense on a layout like this for me. So, adding in some flowers now, and then I'm going to add in enamel dots, and I actually go a little enamel dot crazy. If you have followed me for a while, I'm going to add the title first, and it's going to just be Lovely. And I'm using the letters that came in the kit, again, Pink Fresh. And yeah, if you've watched me for a while, you know I do not like enamel dots at all. I prefer sequins 100%. Enamel dots, I don't know. They're too perfect or too glare-y. Like they're shiny, but I feel like not in a good way. I don't know. I just, they're circles, which is another thing that I struggle to use. So just a lot of things there that I just don't particularly enjoy using them. And they always come in the, or not always, but they've come in the hip kit a couple of times now that I've gotten it. Actually, this is my last month getting it. But, yeah. So I use a lot of them on this layout to try to kind of use them up a little bit. Otherwise, they just sit in my stash. Like, I think I have enamel dots left from my first ever pack of enamel dots. So anyhow, if you haven't already, head on over to the Confessions of a Paper Addict Facebook group and join there. That's where you're going to get the free cut file for the month. You're also going to get notified of new releases, and it's a great group, and it's a fun place to be. You can ask any questions, and I will have a link down below for that, and also a link for the shop. So head on over and pick up your favorite cut files. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again next time. Bye!